Hello and welcome to another episode of the Lichfield Talking News Podcast. I'm Colin and
I'm Josh.
The groovy two are back together, baby.
I've completely ruined your intro there, haven't I?
That's all right, mate.
We've changed the name of the podcast this week, haven't we? We're now the Fradley Talking News Podcast.
I think we should be the Fradley / Lichfield Talking News Podcast.
The greater Lichfield.
The wider community.
Why might we be called the Fradley Talking News Podcast? Colin has deserted us, he's left us, he's turned his back on us, the traitor.
Now, you see, Lichfield, Fradley's actually part of Lichfield.
What does it say on your post?
Fradley Lichfield, Staffordshire, yeah.
Because, and you will understand why we're taking this route of conversation shortly, listeners, but just now, when I put your postcode into my phone to get here, it did say Lichfield, it didn't say Fradley.
Yeah, it does come up on the post, and I'm very specific when I say to people on our address, it is Fradley Lichfield, Staffordshire. It's all part of Lichfield, so it's good. Pleased with that. We've got a Lichfield postcode or a West Staffordshire postcode or whatever it's called.
And the reason we're talking about this is because
I have recently moved, or rather me and Liz have recently moved, and we've bought a house in Fradley.
A very nice house.
Yes, it is a very, very nice house. As me and Josh are sat in our garden at the moment recording this for you. Hence why, sadly, I won't be recording the Talking News on a Thursday for you moving forward, but me and Josh will still bring you the podcast. But yeah, this week's episode is about my house move and also about what Josh has been up to.
Yes, it is. Well, I haven't been up to anything anywhere near as exciting as you, but we thought we might take this opportunity just to do a bit of a, what I did on my holidays type episode, and just have a chat with you guys about what we've both been up to, what we're hoping to do in the future, all that kind of stuff. Really, I've been just chilling, really. I've not really done anything quite as exciting as you. We went camping at the weekend. That was quite nice. Colin and Liz were supposed to join us, but they have had, understandably, far more interesting and exciting things going on with the house move. How do you feel? I know you had 2 weeks off to kind of get it all done and get everything in and moved in and stuff. Do you feel relaxed? Do you feel knackered? Do you feel stressed? Do you feel relieved? How do you feel?
I don't know. I suppose... Well, I do know, but I'm shattered. It has been relaxing in the sense of it's so lovely to finally be in the house. Having had 2 weeks off, it was nice to be able to settle in. We've been here 3 weeks today. It's our 3-week anniversary today.
3-week anniversary. We've been here 56 days.
Yeah. It's been nice to settle in. Meet the neighbours and start getting things sorted. I think it's not been what I would call a traditional holiday, so I've not been able to chill out and relax how I would like to, but then I don't find it easy to chill out and relax anyhow, so it's probably no different to normal. But yeah, everything's really coming into place, and we're really enjoying it. And Fradley is a beautiful area, and I was saying to Josh earlier on, Alriwas, which is just round the corner from us, Alriwas has a festival coming up, and I didn't even know Alriwas did its own. I think it's called an arts festival. I've got a book which I'll tell you about that tells you like all the upcoming stuff that's happening in Alriwas, and it's fascinating to think all these things that are happening that are coming up, and I never even knew that Alriwas did these kind of things.
I remember being once doing a recording where we were all sat around me. It must have been, Peter and John and Angela all recording the news for the Stick. Mm-hmm. And I what we normally do is we all sit around the table and John will print out all these different stories and these different notes, and we'll have a look through them and read them all out. And of course, at the time, it was about a year ago now, I just moved to Lichfield and South Staffordshire, so I didn't really know, the whereabouts and all that kind of stuff. And trying to, when you're just reading a story and you come across the word Alriwas or Alriwas or Alriwas or blah, 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 I had no idea how to pronounce it, and I still don't, to be honest.
I think it's Alriwas, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. I believe so. Which, if you may or may not know, depending on where you're based and whether you know the area, is a small, I would class it as a village. I'd say it was a village in the outskirts of Lichfield.
What would you class Fradley as? Is Fradley a village too, or is it?
I would class Fradley as a village, yeah. I think there is actually somewhere, not that I've located it yet with Liz, there is actually a place called Fradley Village within Fradley. So
everyone knows Fradley Junction, don't they? But
yeah.
I'm not too sure about the outskirts of Fradley and what Fradley actually means as a concept.
Well, me and Josh have partaken at Fradley Junction with a beer this evening. Well, I have anyhow. He's had a soft drink.
I've had a soda and lime because I'm a good boy.
He's a very good boy. I had to, for medicinal purposes, I think Josh had to have
after your stressful 2 weeks.
After my stressful 2 weeks.
You've gone back to work. You've gone back to work to have a break, haven't you?
No, but going back to work on Tuesday, it was lovely, I must admit. But I do miss the house as well a little bit. So
I think when you have a new, it's like, I don't know if any of our listeners are gamers, but it's like when you get a new game and you go to work and all you want to do is come back home and play that game. And I imagine it's a bit like that. All you want to do is be in your house that you've spent however many months waiting to get into.
It's been a long, it feels like a long time coming these last few months. So to finally be here and sat enjoying the lovely weather and deciding how we're going to plan the garden and when we entertain Josh and Vicky in a couple of weeks, and yeah, it's been really, really nice.
What do you think of the area? Have you managed to get out and about and have a look round and kind of find it yet, or are you still even a bit busy?
No, we found a small bunch of shops down the road, which are really nice. Oh, that's okay. Hello, plane.
I wish I was my plane now, I tell you what.
Sorry, listeners, we slightly digressed there. But yeah, we found some nice little areas round about. So we've got some nice greenery by us, which is absolutely beautiful. There's a lot of construction still going on in the area where we're based, but there's also a nice bunch of shops that are near to us. And apologies if the plane is deafening out my voice there. But there's a local butcher's, there's like a cafe / restaurant, there's an Indian restaurant, I think it is, possibly. We've got a supermarket, we've got a hairdresser's, not that if any of you have ever seen me, not that I really need a hairdresser's, estate agents and a chip shops, and it's great. It's everything I need, so it's genius.
And would you miss being in Lichfield? Because I know you lived close to the city centre previously. Will you miss being in Lichfield city centre? Or how near is it? How easy is it to get?
I'd say it's less than 7 miles, so it's not far. Do I miss it? I suppose when I used to live in the centre, it was convenient for obviously being able to nip to the shops or whatever. But I like to do my shopping online, which I know, it's one of those things. It's sad to see local shops disappearing, but the convenience for me of shopping online is helpful. But I want to see local shops stay, and I wouldn't say I miss going into Lichfield massively, but I think I miss the convenience of having it there if I wanted to go to it. And so, but having the house far outweighs it by a million miles and more. But enough talking about me, Josh. Tell us about your camping that me and Liz should have been on this weekend. Unfortunately, couldn't make it. So Josh went on his own with Vicky.
Me and Vicky went, yes, without Liz and Colin, sadly, because they were busy, understandably busy doing house stuff. We went to Simonjack, which is down by Ross on Wye, on the River Wye, and we've been there a few times actually. It was actually, and I'll try not to guilt trip him anymore, but it was Colin who actually Colin who actually suggested that we go camping, and me and Vicky of course turned around and said, well, we know quite a decent place we can go because we've been a few times, and it's a bit, it's obviously just a pitch and it's all pretty straightforward, but the facilities are lovely. It's got a really nice loo and nice showers, and
I love how the first thing you go to is the loo.
we were talking about this a little bit earlier, weren't we? We were saying that camping, in my opinion, it's a bit of a means to an end if you've got a festival or if you want to go and explore a place and you're looking for cheap accommodation. But camping for camping's sake is a little bit tedious in my opinion. I think 2 days is lovely, and if you've got the weather on your side, which thankfully we did, and it's sunny, it's absolutely brilliant. But I think any more than 2 days, and if it's raining, I think I'll just drive home. It just depends on how you feel really, and I suppose it's getting you out of having those home comforts a little bit, and being a bit almost living as our forefathers and sisters would have lived and been a bit.
I love it.
Well, it is,
That's ace. I love that. That's got to be the quote of the episode.
Well, I kind of feel people built houses for a reason, didn't
they?
they?
Yeah, they did. Absolutely.
So we didn't have to sleep outdoors, and I don't know how I feel about it.
I do like camping, and when me and Liz did it in Paris, it was beautiful.
See, that's different because it's a means to an end, isn't it? You're exploring Paris, and you're camping for almost. The camping is secondary, would you?
Yeah.
And we what we did, and what we had planned to do is, it was kind of camping for camping's sake, and it is lovely, but probably in small doses, I'd say.
Yeah. I mean, I like my creature comforts, so it was more about the company that we're with than camping per se. But when we did it in Paris, it was beautiful, but I think that was partly to do with the location and where we were. We were on the outskirts of Paris. We'd catch the metro or the train or what have you into Paris, and that was beautiful. But I was really looking forward to going to somewhere. I'd heard a lot about it.
Well, there will be further opportunities, and we'll be able to bring the listeners an episode in the very near future of us going together. But
sorry, Josh, go on.
You go first.
I've got a bit of an update for you, actually. Guess what I had the other day?
I don't know. What did you have the other day?
I had another McDonald's veggie burger.
McPlant burger. Well, you've got to be careful here because there are two separate ones. There's the veggie burger. There's the veggie burger, which I don't believe is vegan. And then there is the actual McPlant burger, which is fully vegan. You had the McPlant?
Yes, I did. And it was beautiful.
And for anyone who's maybe listening to this thinking, why on earth are they talking about McDonald's vegan burgers? It's because in a previous episode, me and Colin actually went and we went and listened to...
We did, yeah.
We went and tried the McPlant burger and for the listeners, in the name of podcasting, we decided we'd go and try it out.
And I tried that and was it a Big Mac ad?
You had two burgers, Colin.
Yes, or was it a double? Oh no, it was a quarter pounder. It was a quarter pounder against the McPlant, to get the term correct. And I really enjoyed that McPlant, and I really enjoyed it the other day. But I got a deal with the said organisation, and it was really cheap, and it was really nice. And Liz had one as well.
How have we gotten onto McDonald's from camping?
Because I wanted to tell you about an update, because I tried one again. So, it was amazing. I just wanted to tell you that it was amazing. It was cool. So, there you go. But
that's a previous episode. What have people got to look forward to in a few weeks' time, Colin? Before we
hopefully me and Josh being together more to record these episodes.
Yeah, even though he's now gone and moved 7 miles down the road.
So it gives him a reason to go to the pub. So near to me,
at Bradley Junction. Yeah.
We've got an interview coming up that I'm completing.
It's a bit perilous doing this, isn't it? Because we're going to end up talking about things that we don't actually get over the line. But let's tell them we've got planned anyway. Go on.
Yeah, we've got an interview planned with an author coming up, which I mentioned previously, alluded to. That is hopefully being recorded this weekend, so should hopefully be on next week's podcast.
Hopefully.
And what else have we got, Josh?
We've got an interview hopefully with the West Midlands police officer.
We have, yeah. So that should be coming up. Hopefully you enjoyed the West Midlands ambulance service interview, which you will hopefully have heard last week. And I'm hoping, and I haven't told Josh this bit because he's the editor of this bit.
Go on.
I'm hoping to get some of our former episodes put up on YouTube where you can listen to as well.
As soon as I get my act together and send it to you.
So Josh is the brains. He gets the editing sorted. Whereas my bit is just you hearing me yak away. So
we love your yakking. We love it.
So we will leave you hopefully with that to look forward to. Anything else you want to add, Josh?
No, I don't think so. Just to say thank you for listening, whether it's on the stick or if you're now listening on YouTube. Colin plays himself down. He does himself a disservice because he has now become our YouTube guru. But thank you for listening on whatever platform you're listening on. We'll try and keep them coming, of course, first and foremost on that stick for the listeners and people that have been with us from the beginning. But we're going to try and expand. We're going to hopefully try and bring our episodes to more people in Lichfield and Fradley. And we will...
and the wider communities, maybe our to us.
And
And
the wider community, we're going to go down to... We'll be big in King's Heath next, I'm sure.
Or Burton,
In
maybe.
Burton.
You never know.
But thank you very much for continuing to listen to us. Please do, if you are listening on your stick, leave us a note. If you listen on YouTube, maybe leave us a comment, and you can get in touch on lots of different channels, which I've forgotten what they are already.
That's all right. We really, really want to hear from you, because we want to know people can hear our
Ramblings.
lovely voices, our ramblings, our interesting chats each week. So do please drop us a line, whether that be via your stick, via our email, which I'm sure Josh can remember the email address for, because I can't.
I think it's Lichfield Talking News Podcast at gmail.com.
That's very good, because I can't remember.
If you're listening on YouTube, then there will be some links on the YouTube. And if you're listening on your stick, then please just leave us a note, because I'm just terrible at remembering these things.
I must admit, and you can get in touch via Twitter. I'm quite good on Twitter, although I don't remember our Twitter tag. I am quite good on Twitter.
I know our Twitter, it's at News Lichfield.
Yes, it is, isn't it? Yeah, at News Lichfield. Happily get in touch via that or via the email address. And like Josh says, on YouTube, you can actually respond to them. We have had response on them before, so please do get in touch. Let us know what you'd like to hear, see, and hopefully we'll bring you some more interesting podcasts in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for listening. We'll speak to you guys hopefully this time next week.
Yeah, speak to you soon. Take care. Bye,
guys. Bye.